Hello, good afternoon, and good morning, Ken's Day crew. Welcome to Took's Takes. I'm so excited today. I've got a guest. You already know him. His name is Doug Budin.
Hi.
Hi, Doug. I'm so excited to have you. Now, I call you Dougie. Do you mind that I call you Dougie?
I used to hate it when I was a kid, but not as much as some of the other things I was called, so I'm fine.
You like Dougie?
It's fine.
Okay, Dougie.
I know that you mean it as a term of endearment, so
I do.
it's fine.
That's how I show love. I give you a little nickname.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I should tell the people listening that we're in a very fancy studio. This is not like somebody's basement. This is an actual professional setup. There are other humans who are here pressing buttons.
No, Doug, if I drug you down to a basement, there'd be no cameras, baby.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here.
Now let's talk about, because I want to get to know you. That's why I wanted to have you here, because I know that we have a lot of chumps listening.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know you as a chump, but you had this incredible life before you became a chump.
Well, okay. But I mean, this is definitely the most exciting part of my life now. But yeah, I mean, I'm 56. So
you've had some 56 years of excitement. Okay, let's go to the beginning. Let's go back to 56 years ago.
Oh God. Okay.
Because I know you've told me a little bit about your mom.
Yeah.
She lives in Manhattan. She has the apartment with the view of Central Park, right?
That's right. And I'm going to be there for Thanksgiving. You know, we can see the parade go right by her window.
Nice.
I mean, also, let me just set the tone. It's on the park. Her apartment is not facing the park. You do have to stick your head out of the window and just ever so slightly to the left now. You used to be able to see it directly, but then they put up a building. And so now you have to look a little to the left, but you can see the parade. It's exciting.
Were you a mama's boy as a little kid?
Yeah.
You were a mama's boy. Are you still a mama's boy today?
I think so. I do have one sister, and she was my father's favorite for sure. She was daddy's little girl. But my mom, and I should also say, like, everybody in my family, with the exception of my mother and myself, they're all lawyers. My sister's a lawyer, although she's not practicing anymore. My father, both of his brothers, my grandfather, all of my cousins, and then there's my mom and me. So, you know, we were sort of, I guess we had each other or whatever.
You had each other. Now, did your mom work when you were a kid, or was she stay at home? What did your mom do?
So my mom, who is, you know, a little old Jewish lady, even 50 years ago, she was a little old Jewish lady. She was a Chinese cooking teacher, which is very strange, but
no, Jewish people, y'all eat Chinese food on Christmas.
We do.
So that tracks.
But it's strange that she should be a Chinese cooking teacher as opposed to just a Chinese eater. But so she studied.
But who did she teach how to cook Chinese food? Fellow Jews?
She did. That. She taught at the Hadassah group, but she also would do those like demos, like adult education classes. Yeah. And she catered a lot of like sweet 16s with Chinese food. My job was always to wash the rice before we put it in the rice cooker. And so, that was her job. And then she worked as a docent at a couple of museums, you know, like giving tours, and she would do that. And then when I was in high school, and I remember the night very vividly, do we curse here or do we not curse?
We can curse.
So in the middle of dinner, she said, "You know what, Jay? Fuck this. I put you through law school. You're putting me through college." And she went and she enrolled as a full-time student at Sarah Lawrence. I was in high school, just going to college. And my mom graduated Sarah Lawrence, class of 89, with her degree in art history. And I said to her, I was like, well, now you got to get a job. And so she got a job at a gallery, and she worked there for, 30, 40 years. And she only retired 2 years ago as the managing director of a very, very big conceptual art gallery, contemporary art. So yeah, she's a cool lady.
Mrs. Budin.
Yeah.
Is she a Yenta? You got to teach me a little bit about this because, I've lived in New York. I know a little bit about, as a comedian, you learn a little bit about Jewish culture.
Yes.
So would I call your mother a Yenta, or is that a nice word for
I think
a
it's
woman?
fine. It's not pejorative at all. It's like, it just is. I feel like all Jewish mothers are Yentas. Mm-hmm. She definitely likes to make her opinion known. She loves to, I won't say criticize, but she may say question choices and get into your business for sure.
You know what?
Yeah.
Jewish moms and Black moms need to link up because they're very similar. Every time I hear Jewish people talk about their moms, I'm like, dude,
it sounds familiar.
My mom too.
I think Italian mothers too.
Yes.
Right?
Are all our mothers, are we all the same?
We are. We are the same.
We're all
there you
like,
go.
secretly, we're all the same. Mm-hmm. So is that where you got your love of cooking from your mom?
I think so. Yeah. I really grew up in the kitchen and I love to cook. I mean, it would be great if I was better at it, but I just love it. So if I have a day to myself, I will either bake something or try a recipe that keeps me in the kitchen. And you know, when you go to your friend's house, you always hang out in the kitchen and it's the same at my house. So I love to putter. I love to create stuff in the kitchen for sure.
So, okay, so you're a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Your sister's a daddy's girl.
Yes.
What was your relationship like with your dad? Because, I mean, was he okay with you not wanting to be a lawyer and with you preferring to be in the kitchen with mom?
I think he was. You know, I remember, so I grew up, it was on 76th Street between Lex and 3rd. And my dad loved shopping. He loved to go and walk down Madison Avenue. Like, those are some of my fondest memories of my dad is like on a beautiful day, we would walk down Madison Avenue and look at the windows in the stores. And I remember a conversation. There was like a liquor store or something on Madison Avenue that was for sale. And my father, who was born and bred in Brooklyn, he said, you know, Douglas, maybe I should buy this store because as a lawyer, you don't have anything at the end of the day. If I had a store, we would have people we work with and we would sell things. Maybe you'll run the store. And I was like, I'm not. I was like 13 or 14 at the time, but he was absolutely fine with me not following his, in his path. I did work at his firm like several summers,
Okay, what did you do at the firm? Were you like a paralegal?
I was a deposition clerk. Well, I got fired from that. Oh my God. It turns out I was taking bribes, but I didn't know. But yeah, so I would schedule the depositions. And when you do that, you have to call the court reporter and there are tons of services. And, that's the stenographers, right? Mm-hmm. And so the court's reporting companies would send me gifts. Like if I used them, they would send me, one of them sent me baseball tickets, which trust me, I wasn't going to call them back, but somebody sent me a gift certificate to Barney's. And I was like, oh, I'm going to call them again. So I did. And I just don't think I understood the concept that I was accepting bribes because at the end so after a few weeks, they were like, we're going to take you off of this position. And I worked as a receptionist. Okay. And that was a very high pressure. It was a busy law firm. So it was very high pressure, a lot of buttons.
Your dad, it was your dad's law firm. So this was like Budin.
It was Budin, because it was my father and his two brothers. But then they merged with their friends and it became Budin, Reisman, Schwartz, and Goldberg.
Oh God, I love it.
For real.
Oh, I love it.
For real.
That is
and I was never interested in the law. Mm-hmm. And now I find myself much more interested.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very clean. It's very, not black and white, but it's like, I just find that there's like a yes and a no. And it's an easy way to, what's the movie, where she goes to Harvard?
Legally Blonde?
Legally Blonde. That first day.
Yeah.
That when Holland Taylor, she puts that Aristotle quote, and it was, the law is reason free from passion. And I remember that. And that is what I find so fascinating. It's like, it's not about your feelings. No. The law is the law. So in this universe where there's so much unknown and so many things we can't control, I like that there is a system of do's and don'ts, The
law is the law. And especially for us creative people, there really everything is based on how we feel. So I get that. I sometimes wish my brain was more like that, more like black and white,
we cling to those things, especially when there's so much we can't control in our regular lives. You look for those places where to me, it feels like quieter and cleaner to control. Yeah.
Do you remember as a kid, did you feel like you wanted to act or perform? Did you feel that as a child?
Yeah, for sure.
And do you recall kind of what age range or what made you kind of feel that way? Is it something you saw on TV or what made you feel like I want to perform?
I think it's hard. You remember weird moments, I think, when you look back, and I'm much older than you. And so it's harder to remember so many of those moments. But my mother's cousin was married to a ballerina, prima ballerina at the New York City Ballet. Wow. And when I was 5, we used to go see her in the Nutcracker. And there was one year where she was like the lead, waltz, the flowers thing. Mm-hmm. We went backstage. And I remember walking on that stage at Lincoln Center and looking into the audience. And I remember that feeling so well. Mm. And so I know that was like a pivotal moment for me. When you knew. And, I grew up going to the theater. Of course, one of the greatest things of living in New York City is there's so much theater. And so I really have always been a fan of the theater. And, I'm a little bit of a clown. And so, and I also had like a lot of hardship in my childhood. And when you get to play in that creative space, maybe don't worry so much about what's going on in your real life. So I feel like it was sort of destined that I would be some kind of performer.
Mm-hmm. Now, your hardship of your childhood, was this all taking place at sleepaway camp?
Well, for sure, between mid-June and the end of August, 5 years, my parents sent me to a sports-themed sleepaway camp. Lenny.
Okay, this is from age what to what?
8 to 13, I think, or maybe either 7 to 12 or 8 to 13.
So every summer.
And oh my God, LaKendra, when you look at the letters that I wrote home,
they are like
some of them stained with my tears.
Your tears.
And demands for my parents to send me Ritz crackers. I still don't understand that. I'm like, get me out of here, but send Ritz crackers.
Right.
It was a terrible experience for me.
What did you hate about sleepaway camp?
Well, this particular one was sports themed. Okay. And so I wasn't.
Was it co-ed or was it all boys?
It was co-ed.
Okay.
The colors were gold and blue, and we had to wear like our camp shirts. And, it's like, just like in the movies, I remember Parents' Weekend, like they're painting the bunks and they're like prepping you on how to act around your own family, like trying to make sure it's good. It just was not the right thing for me. And I say I've forgiven my parents. I've had a lot of therapy. I think in the world of two things can be true, I think they were probably doing the best that they could.
Absolutely.
And I think that they knew that I was, a sensitive child. And maybe there was the 70s. This is, and they wanted to go on their vacation. So they would leave the country for 2 months or at least 6 weeks and drop me off.
Now, see, this is where Jewish people and Black people are different, because I don't think I could see my mother ever being like, yes, go to a camp for 2 months. But I feel like it's common is it common in the Jewish community, or is this like a New Yorker thing?
It's definitely common in the Northeast.
Okay.
Everybody I know was sent to sleepaway camp.
And your parents would take a trip?
Yeah, they would go to Portugal. They went to Russia one year. They went on safari. Oh, they went on amazing trips.
I'm doing that with my kids.
Exactly.
Sending them away.
Well, that's why I think like boarding school, right?
Yeah, I'm sending them to boarding school.
Some of my closest friends went to boarding school. They loved it. So,
really?
Yeah.
But
yeah, so, and here's the kicker.
Okay.
I'm really good at sports now.
Okay.
I can hit a baseball or a softball at least.
You can hit a softball.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good at tennis. I think that's it probably.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to swim.
I don't know how to swim either, Doug. Oh my gosh. See?
Ever?
Never.
Yeah.
Wait, you did know how to swim and now you don't know?
No,
no.
I mean, I was like very allergic to chlorine.
You were allergic to chlorine?
When I was young, so I wasn't ever allowed to get my head wet.
Okay.
And so then I just never went into a pool. But my family had a house that was on a lake. And so I know how to tread water, but I never learned how to swim.
Same.
Yeah.
I never learned how to swim. It's actually like a stereotype for Black girls.
For Black people.
Yeah, that we don't. Yeah, for Black people in general, but specifically Black girls, because, it's harder for us to get our hair wet, which is so stupid. Like, I'm just like, put some braids in and learn how to swim.
Or can't you wear a cap?
You could wear a cap, but the cap's not cute.
Have you ever been to Skidmore College in Saratoga, New York? It's a very specific location, but
no, I've never been there.
So when I went to Skidmore, when I was looking at colleges, Skidmore was like one of the schools I looked at, but I did go there for a language program, and all the shower heads were at about 5 feet. And then I found out it's because when it was designed, it was an all-girls school, and they didn't want to have to get their hair wet every time they took a shower. So they asked that the showers are built at like with a lower shower head point.
Because I know sometimes I do take a shower like this because it's like I don't want to get my hair wet. Yeah.
Is it really a problem to get your hair wet?
Well, it's just like, it's a process. Like, it's like I have to get it together and I have to, it's a lot,
I know all about that. Please. I'm so excited. I own a hairdryer now just for my guest bathroom.
Okay. Now wait.
When you come over, I have the Chaz Dean hairdryer. You can use it. You
have Chaz Dean's?
I bought it for my guest room.
Oh my goodness. I just did Jeff's show with Chaz for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Sweetest guy.
I'm obsessed with Chaz. I love Chaz.
I went to his house.
Oh my God.
He and I made tomato sauce together. We spent a day. His gardens are insane.
Gardens, plural.
Yes. It's when you refer to them as the gardens. Yeah. Like I've got a little patch. He's got gardens.
Yeah. He's a hair guru.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Amazing. No, as I told him, I was like, let me tell you something. As Black people, we use your conditioner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a good conditioner.
A bottle of shampoo lasts me about 4 years. That's
size of a dime.
That's it.
Okay, so you were at sleepaway camp, and it's sports related. Mm-hmm. And so you're there.
But they did it. But there was a play. They did a play, and the first play I was in there was Annie, and I was Bert Healy. You're never fully dressed without a smile. And I was like, okay, good. I got that. But that was also only like the last couple of weeks of camp every year.
Yeah.
So
the last couple of weeks they put on a show.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, I don't remember now how I put my foot down, but I was like, I'm not going back.
I feel so bad.
Not going back. You know what? It really did suck. And I know people who are listening and when your children are complaining about it, just do the best you can. But the good news is it made me who I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all of those horrible life experiences bring you to where you are now.
Did you ever have friends at sleepaway camp?
I didn't really have.
So did you just keep to yourself and your bug?
I don't remember.
Okay, this is a lot. I'm sorry, I'm taking you all the way back to the 70s.
There was one guy that I was supposed to be friends with, but I don't really have many happy memories from that experience.
Okay, so let's move on from camp.
Okay.
So that was the 70s. Let's move into the 80s.
Oh, I loved the 80s.
Doug, I love the 80s too.
The 80s were the best because I was in high school. I graduated high school in 87.
Okay.
And I loved my school. It was on 16th Street between 2nd and 3rd. I was the 201st graduating class of my school. And it was a very artsy Quaker school.
Quaker.
So when my family moved into the city when I was in lower school going into middle school. And so you have to visit all the schools. And my parents really wanted me to go to this one called Columbia Prep. Mm-hmm. And I remember they were like, they expected you to read the newspaper every day. And I was like, that's not going to work. And they had a pool and every student had to go swimming. And I was like, not happening. Not gonna work. So then my parents really wanted me to go there and I got in and they paid the deposit. And I went and visited Friends, which is the Quaker school. And I sat in on a 7th grade history 7th grade or 8th grade. And the teacher said, you can kiss those fucking Romanovs goodbye. And I was like, oh my God, they curse. I need to go here. And I went to the payphone and I was like, I need to go here. They curse. And I was waitlisted and I got in. And so I loved that school. I used to take the 6 train down to Union Square.
Wow.
And they had, it was a lot of artists' kids were there. Mm-hmm. And that was a really, really good place for me, you know? So I loved it. I would go back.
Were you like a part of the drama club?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course. And I was such a city kid. We used to go to this place called Astor Place to get our hair cut. Mm-hmm. And I had that where they shaved it up the side.
Okay,
and
flock of seagulls.
I was a little preppy. I wore my Subway tokens in my penny loafers. And we bought a lot of vintage I wore my vintage overcoat.
Okay, so you were a prep.
I guess so.
Were you a prep?
I wore a lot of Argyle.
That's kind of preppy yuppie.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
and
cute.
I loved.
I wouldn't have pegged you as a prep in the 80s. I feel like you.
Yeah, I feel like I also wore my collar up.
Oh, you were full prep.
I think so. But I think that's what people did. I wasn't punk or anything like that.
No.
And I only listened to like Euro.
Oh, I love Euro 80s. I listen to Euro 80s today. Do you watch Eurovision?
No, I don't.
Oh, you should.
I don't.
It's fun.
I went to Echo and the Bunnymen, opening for New Order, and I went to Erasure and Nina Hagen.
I love Erasure.
Had all of those records. I passed out at the Erasure concert.
From excitement?
Yes, I was overcome with emotion. Also, my friend Damon, I was holding his hand and we were seeing him at the pier and they played All Amor and I rushed the stage and I don't remember anything else. And then I came to and Damon was like hitting me in my face. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh, Doug. If Erasure comes to LA, we have to go because they were in LA maybe like 12 years ago and I went. It was so much fun.
They were the best.
They're the best.
By the way, my friend Damon, that's the one where the bartender died at his wedding.
Wait a minute.
I talked about that once on the radio during his wedding, the bartender.
Tell the Ken's Day crew.
Well, we were at his wedding and my best friend at the time, Tom Witherspoon Seller, he was the best man. And the wedding was in somewhere in Pennsylvania, like right off the freeway. And it was so hot. And I flew to Newark and we drive to this wedding location and it was like a swamp and it was so hot and muggy. And we get there. And then at the wedding, there was like a puddle from where it had rained. And the first thing that happens is they open the doors and the whole wedding arch collapses into this puddle and everybody gets splashed with mud. And the priest was like, well, every wedding should start off, we should have some disaster at every wedding. At least this one's done. It's all uphill from here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was another mistake. I had to do a reading. And I'm, as a Jew, I wasn't going to read from the Bible. So I was going to read a poem about Winnie the Pooh. It was from Now We Are Three. So I get up and I start reading and I said, I love Pooh and Pooh loves me and this whole thing. But I never said it was from Winnie the Pooh. And everybody was looking at me and I had to stop and be like, I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh.
I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh.
Anyway, we cut to the lunch where I'm sitting with Tom and Damon and his now bride. And we notice like a little commotion happening in front of us. And somebody pulls the table and there is a gray dead bartender on the floor. And somebody giving him CPR, but he was dead.
Was he older?
Yeah, he was older and it was very hot. And then...
He was hot or it was hot?
No, it was very hot out. And I think he was carrying like a case of champagne.
Poor
but he was dead. Everybody had to, like for real, you can't move a dead body until the coroner gets there. Yeah. And so like I spring into action and I said, let's bring the party to the garden. And the guy who runs the venue goes, you want me to set up that whole garden just for dessert and coffee? And I said, you have a dead bartender on the floor. Yes. And they did. They moved everybody.
My God.
They're still married though.
You know what? Well, you know what? Amen.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life. One
Hi,
life
David.
ends and a new life begins.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
No, this is great. Let's go back to the 80s real quick.
Okay. So
you're
we're there. We're at the 80s.
You're at your high school.
Happy.
You're in the drama club.
Yes.
You're happy.
Yeah.
Life's good. Now, were you popular?
I don't think so. It's funny. I'm now really close with a lot of people from my high school class. There were only 52 or 53 of us in the class.
Small.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a very small school. And about 35 or 40 of us are on a text thread. And maybe 25, 26 of us got together for dinner just a few months ago in the city. And it's incredible how accomplished everybody else is. Like when we sit around, somebody's on a Fulbright and someone's like, oh, I designed a program that's going to feed, Sweden for the next 100 years.
And you're like, I'm a chump.
And then somebody was like, now, Doug, you're on a radio show? I was like, I read. I just took a class at Harvard. Yeah. So they are all so nice, so
I love that. That's amazing.
And for those of us who still have parents, these are people where their parents who are alive are the same age. And so everybody is, like I guess people with kids, they talk about their kids. These people, they're like, well, I got my mom on Lexapro, and let me tell you. And so I'm taking notes at these dinners.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got my mom on Lexapro now.
You got to get your mom on something. My mom.
She's on Lexapro.
Good for her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to tell all her business, but I encourage my mom. I'm like, if you want to get on something, get on something. It's okay.
Support this.
Yeah.
I support it.
I'm like, why didn't you think about this when I was a kid? You needed this stuff a long time ago.
You know, the other thing is if you want to try anything, it's pretty easy to get them to prescribe it to your parents. So like if there's something you want, say, I think my mom needs this. And then just say, oh, mom, you can't take this, and put it in your purse.
Oh, that is a good trick.
Yeah. Well,
see, we teach the kids all kinds of stuff around
cabinet.
Here. Oh, Doug. You know,
so did you go to like one of those big schools, like in the movie Footloose kind of a thing? Like
for college?
No, for high school.
No, for high school. You know, I'm a military kid.
So did you go, how long were you at one school?
I did freshman, sophomore, and half of my junior year in Misawa, Japan. And then we moved to Panama City in the middle of my junior year. And that's where I graduated from high school. And it was really traumatic for me. Yeah. It was really, really hard. I mean, I'm a very social person, but that was really hard because these are people, this was a school off base. So in the military world, all of us kids, like our families are all, you know, our parents are in the military, like we're all like, and we're used to being away from our extended family. So on the base, we always kind of become a family. So civilians aren't really like that. So this was like, it wasn't my first time going to a civilian school, but it was just quite a transition to go from my small school on the base in Japan to this school in Panama City, Florida, where it was just very different. Like I wasn't used to like the black kids sit there and the white kids sit there. I wasn't used to that because on the military base, we're just very blended and we're all together.
Right.
Yeah, we're never thinking about that.
Yeah, that has to have been a huge, and you were only there for a year and a half then.
Yes, I was only there for a year and a half, and I will say that it did kind of suck.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Like Mean Girls, like trying to fit into the clique?
I didn't really get a lot of that. Because I always had a good personality. I was always like Little Miss Chatterbox. So I would always just like try to figure out, like get in where I fit in and all that stuff and try to get involved. I was one of those kids. I was like, I want to be involved. I want to do stuff after school and join clubs. And I was a wannabe cheerleader, but I wasn't very flexible.
Did you try out?
I did.
You didn't get in?
Not in America, but in Japan, at my school in Japan, I was a cheerleader.
Do you remember a cheer that you had to do there?
Well, there's Be Aggressive.
B-E, aggressive.
BEAGGRESSIVE. That's a good one.
Okay.
And
what were your colors at that school?
Okay, my school in Japan, our colors were green and white.
Okay.
The Egrin Eagles.
Did that work for you?
Yeah, I look cute in green. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day because in high school, I was cute. But I was a little bit of like a chubby, like I had a little meat on my bones in high school. And this was in the 90s where like the waif was really, so it was hard for me because I always wanted to like.
Even in the cheer community, I feel like one needs to be athletic and sturdy.
I was athletic. You know, I was sturdy, okay. But I would definitely, I had a little bit of meat on my bones that I, as a woman, you start becoming a woman.
Not even a woman, a lady.
I was a lady. I was a lady. But no, my high school experience was not my favorite. I much preferred college.
Okay.
Because my parents were very strict. Were your parents strict? Did you have a curfew or were you?
I mean, if I was going to be home after 2 a.m., I had to let them know. Mm-hmm. And they didn't want me taking the subway after midnight. So
that's fair.
I mean, so I would always say like, well, then give me cab fare, because we lived uptown, but most of my friends at least lived downtown. And so and I wasn't supposed to go east of First Avenue, but all the good clubs were in Alphabet City.
Yes.
And so we used to hang out a lot in Alphabet City and I would have to take a cab.
So were you like sneaking into the clubs when you were in high school?
Oh yeah. It wasn't sneaking. Like
you could just go in back then.
We would go in.
Wow.
Yeah. The Michael Todd room at the Palladium. Like we used to go, we would go clubbing. That is such a not who I am now, but back then I was.
So wait, were you a club kid?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We would go out at 3 a.m. We would always end our night at the Empire Diner at 5:30 in the morning having breakfast. That would be how we would end the night.
So, because I'm into fashion. What did you wear to the club? Did you wear your little preppy outfits to the club?
I did. I wore dark. I feel like I would roll them up. Mm-hmm. I wore Doc Martens, I think.
Okay, that was cute.
I always wore Doc Martens. And I had a lot of like big sweaters. I feel like that's what I wore. I don't remember the fashion so much.
You were sweating.
But we wore a lot of vintage. We would go to antique boutique and unique, like that. That's where we would buy our vintage stuff.
Vintage in the 80s. I love that. Okay, so 87, you graduate from high school.
Yes.
You go off to college.
Yeah.
And in college, were you still, now when did you really decide, okay, acting, that's what I want to do with my life?
In college. I remember I had headshots taken in 89, I think, 1989. I had headshots taken. And back then, you know, you had to buy a list of all the casting directors. You would buy these labels and you would have to mail 300 8x10s out.
I did
and
that.
You have to staple your resume.
Perfectly.
And you would talk with your friends. Are you doing 2 staples? Are you doing 4 staples? Are you doing how are you?
How many did you do?
All that.
Did you do all the way around? Yeah.
And so I sent them out. I feel like I must have done it in a summer, but between freshman and sophomore year or something. And it's easy to check though, because I got a couple of auditions from that mailing. I didn't have an agent. Okay. And I was brought in to audition for a movie called Shawshank Redemption.
Never heard of it.
The role of Fatso.
Oh my God.
Gets murdered like on his first night. He just sort of cries and then they kill him. And I also got an audition for a new play at Lincoln Center called 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh my God.
And I remember they left the voicemail and they said, you have to, come get your sides. And I had no idea what that meant. I was like, who knows what this is? I had to ask my professor.
Yeah.
And I had to take the train into the city. And so it was that year. And I was like, okay. And I had a callback for both. I got a callback for both of them, but obviously I didn't book either job.
Right.
But I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay. So you were acting in New York throughout the 90s?
Yeah. So then I graduated college in 91 and I did a grad program in Shakespeare on 15th Street, right near my old high school, at Classic Stage Company, CSC rep. And I just started working in the theater. I was part of a theater company. I got my equity card. My first union show was with Cherry Jones and Liev Schreiber and Hope Davis. Yeah. And I worked in every theater below 14th Street for years. And I made commercials. I did a lot of television commercials, but no TV, like no sitcoms or anything. There really wasn't much in the TV world in New York.
But you were able to make a living doing plays and booking commercials.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a living, because I did have a regular job. Okay. I managed a tchotchke shop on Madison Avenue at 73rd Street called Adrian Linford. I used to rollerblade to work every day through Central Park. Yeah.
I'm just picturing you on the rollerblades, Dougie.
I didn't even wear a wrist guard. I didn't wear a shin thing. I mean,
you're rollerblading through Manhattan?
Yeah, through Central Park every day.
That is
to and
so
from.
Brave.
I know, but at the time.
It's what you did.
Yeah.
In the 90s, we rollerbladed.
Where were you?
I was in Tampa, Florida with my rollerblades in the 90s.
Were you a rollerblader?
No, but I still got some for Christmas because that's what you know.
They were so good.
Yeah, back in the day, it's like I feel like everybody for Christmas would get like skate. When I was a kid, I feel like everybody got skates and a Casio keyboard. Like every Christmas, I'd get like a keyboard.
Not the Casio keyboard.
I got a little Casio keyboard with the demo. I'm like hitting demo and being like,
it's so good.
What is your favorite play to do? Like if I was gonna cast you in something right now, what play would you want to be cast in?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I like to work, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
No. I mean, I love comedies.
Right.
And that's usually the space that I find myself in.
Right.
But like, I actually love the chance to do something serious or even villainous, which is quite rare. But like, I just had to go on tape for a film, which was a very serious set of scenes, which is so rare, and I loved it.
Right. No, but comedic actors are good when they do serious stuff. Look, Robin Williams and Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
They do serious stuff, and I'm rooting for you.
Poo, poo, poo.
For the serious stuff.
Yeah.
Because I took a look at your reel. I took a look at your IMDb. I mean, because I feel like a lot of people know you from Jeff Lewis's show, but you had this amazing career even before then. So when did you move to LA?
I moved to LA right before the millennium. As millennium approaches, in the words of Tony Kushner, 1999.
99, you moved to LA.
I came here on vacation, And I owned my apartment in New York, and I came here on vacation, and I was set up with a casting director who's one of the biggest TV casting directors, Jeff Greenberg. And I went on a general with him, and he said, you should be here. You'll work in sitcoms.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, let me give it a shot. And so I dabbled. I sort of came here temporarily, then I went back to New York, then I came back. But I think the first audition I had was for Frasier, I think. And I
you booked it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing on your IMDb.
It was my first sitcom was Frasier.
Oh my God, what season of Frasier?
At the time was such a huge show.
Huge. Are you still getting residuals from that?
I do.
That's amazing.
I was a Charmed, the original OG Charmed. I still get residuals from all the. I mean, those are the ones that are like 4 cents.
Right.
But whatever it is.
Don't you hate it when SAG sends you a check for like 50 cents?
Well, thank God we have direct deposit now.
I need to get that.
You have to.
I have to because they send me a check for like 50 cents. And I'm like, what was the point?
Well, I have deposited those 1 cent checks. I used to take the picture and upload it to my Wells Fargo, but now it's all direct deposit.
I'm going to get direct deposit.
And now they kind of group them quarterly. So like some of the checks the checks from Friends are still good checks. They really are.
Okay.
And it's been 100 years and that is good money.
Let me tell you, Friends is my favorite show.
Yeah, well.
I never knew that was you.
Yeah. I was cast in 2 episodes. The first one was the one with Ross's sandwich. It was a Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And
That's my sandwich.
Right. Yeah. And I was cast as, I feel like it was his manager at the museum. I had a whole thing about his sandwich and it was so awkward. And Jimmy Burrows was directing it. And it was like the most awkward camera block because I had to stand like upstage of the fridge and open it to camera. And then on day 3, back those days, you would get a new script delivered to your door every morning, right? With your revised pages. And on day 3, there was no script when I woke up. And I thought, what does this mean? And my agent called me and they're like, you've been cut. And I was bawling. And they said, Friends is famous for overwriting every episode. Characters get cut. I didn't know that was true, but I was absolutely gutted. And I got a call from one of the producers, which was really rare.
Which producer?
Kevin Bright called.
Kevin Bright called you?
At home. Because I guess they heard how upset I was. And he said, it is not personal. We thought you were great. You're going to come back. And I was like, okay,
Mr. Bright.
Just a few weeks later, Leslie Litt called me. She was like, hey, could you get to the lot at 3 p.m. to meet producers? I said, yeah. And they handed me, and they said, read this. And I did. And they said, go to wardrobe. And so they did bring me back. And I was absolutely over the moon about it.
And you're so cute in that episode.
And they had overwritten by like 12 minutes at that table read. And I was like, well, it was good to see you guys again. And they were like, you're not going anywhere. And then the next day I got a script and I even had more lines. And they were like, okay, we're over 7 minutes. I was like, I'll take my stuff out of the trailer. And they were like, you're not going anywhere. And I made it. I made it into that episode.
You made it. And I was actually, like I said, I did not know that was you. Like I know that episode well, because like I said, Friends is one of my favorite shows. I probably fall asleep every night watching Friends. Let me ask you now, when did you meet Jeff Lewis?
Oh, I met Jeff at the GLAAD Awards in 2011. Okay. I was introduced to him. My date knew Jeff. Okay. My date was one of my very closest friends, this guy called Patrick. And Patrick was like, oh, that's my friend Jeff. He has a show. I think it had either just aired or was just about to air. And we met, and that was it. I met Jeff with Jenny. And then a couple of years later, we were at a cocktail party, probably at Patrick's, and he was like, oh, we met before. Moran, M-O-R-A-N.
Okay, I don't know. Never mind. Sorry.
One of the best people I know. And I would just run into Jeff every few years, but we weren't like friends or anything. And then Patrick hosted my 50th birthday party at this beautiful home that he had. And Jeff wanted to see the home. And Patrick called me. He was like, do you mind if I invite Jeff and Gage? And I was like, yeah, invite them. They're not going to come. We're not friends. He was like, no, they want to come. And it was at that 50th where Jeff almost died and Gage didn't save him, but Patrick did. But more importantly to me, Jeff invited me on a show. Jeff fell up a flight of stairs.
Up?
Up. It was a teeny little rickety staircase and to go up to the roof. And he tripped and he was falling. And Gage was just watching, but Patrick grabbed Jeff
Gage
and
didn't
saved
spring
him.
into action.
No, but
Patrick sprung into action.
Yeah.
Way to go, Patrick.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So that's how you say.
And he said, do you want to come on my show? I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, oh, no, Gage will call you on Monday. And we went, and that was at the old studio back on Wilshire. Mm-hmm. And his show was on, I think, twice a week at 8 a.m.
Wow.
And so we would meet for breakfast at, I guess, 6:45 or 7 a.m. And it was the most fun. I mean, because he is so funny. And to make him laugh is like the greatest.
He is a cute laugh.
The greatest, right? So it really is certainly nothing but a joy to do it. And I feel so blessed to just be part of it and to do it.
Yeah.
We were paid in furniture points. There was no money. He would give you a catalog, and I guess each appearance, because Sherry O'Teary is an old friend of mine, and she was like, oh, honey, you got to do Jeff's show. I'm furnishing my house with it. I got a couch. I got a this. And because he would give you this catalog, and I guess each appearance was worth a certain number of points.
That is so funny. I love Sherry O'Teary, by the way.
Oh, she's great.
Oh my goodness. Next, please, if you have her over for Cooking Kibitz, invite me too.
Will do.
I love her so
We do have
much.
We have to schedule a Cooking
We're
Kibitz.
going to schedule a Cooking Kibitz. And I wanted to ask you too, because, okay, I did not know that you were like a fully committed Housewives fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I do want to, because, okay, you have the background, for those who don't know, you have a background of working with the artist formerly known as the Tres Amigas.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I hosted the Dos Amigas Doug tour in several cities around the country last year or maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. The Shannon and Vicky show, formerly the Shannon, Vicky, and Tamara show. Yeah.
Yes. So knowing what you know behind the scenes, whose team are you on this season of OC?
Oh, God.
Because, we just had the season finale. Reunion's coming up.
I am fascinated by the whole Gretchen thing. I feel like because I did not like all of that, she liked the post. Like, first of all, like, if you just break it down, I do believe that it's easy. If she said it, I didn't mean to, I would have to believe her. I've liked things I didn't mean to just because of clumsy. But I also feel like we were very, very quick to villainize her, only to find out that maybe it's not actually real, right?
Because it was screenshots.
Right. So in the teaser for the reunion part one, it seems like, or at least I feel like we're led to believe that maybe Tamra got it from somebody as opposed to seeing it herself.
I'm sure Tamra did get it from somebody as opposed to seeing it herself. However, okay. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I think Gretchen is secretly the most evil one of all.
No.
I do. She's a liar.
Under all that hair?
She's all mean. That hair is nothing but lies.
And all of the Jesus she loves, all of her posts.
Let me tell you, sometimes these people who just talk about how much they love Jesus, they don't
it's
really.
A cover?
It's yes. Because to me, if you really love Jesus, I'm going to know. You don't have to come in the room and say, I love Jesus. I will know by your actions.
So you think she...
Well, first of all, let's just go back in time. She was with the old man that had the cancer.
Jeff.
May he rest in peace. And
she went to Bass Lake.
She went to Bass Lake. And one of the guys that she was allegedly having an affair with or something with was also at Bass Lake as well.
Oh.
And then also, I just feel like Gretchen's a big fat liar because she's even lying when she calls Slade her husband. They have things on the wall that say wifey and husband, and they are not married.
I think they just got married.
No, I think that was fake news.
Oh, come on.
They're doing news. They're doing stuff with AI.
I thought they just got married.
We're going to have to fact check that.
Jane, can we Google Jane?
Because
Do you watch The Comeback, by the way?
I haven't watched it fully, but I know. I love Lisa Kudrow so much. Yeah. I know I need to watch
My former colleague from Friends. No, you must She went to Vassar. You must watch The Comeback.
I need to watch The Comeback.
Yeah, but let's look that up. By the time
we're gonna
this
look it
airs,
up. By the time this airs, we will find out the truth. Are Gretchen and Slade
actually
really married? Who would be your dream guest on Cook and Kibitz?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I am so thrilled and honored that anybody will schlep to my place in West Hollywood and just do it. I just love people who want to have fun and kibitz together. I mean, it's not about the dish. It's about spending time. And kibitzing is Yiddish. I mean, now that you're learning more Yiddish.
Define kibitz.
So to kibitz is to just stand around talking about nothing.
Okay.
Or more importantly, it can't be about anything important.
Okay.
So sometimes it's complaining, sometimes it's just shooting the breeze, but it's never anything substantive. And so when we kibitz, we're telling stories and we're spending time and we're just sort of occupying each other's space and sharing stories about each other. And that's what I like to do most Thursdays on Instagram Live.
Go ahead and plug.
We make a dish, but it's really about just spending time together. Yeah.
Not as much about the cook as much as it's about the kibitz.
Exactly.
I love that. So, okay, what are you cooking this week?
Well, I think I'm going to do roasted potatoes with whipped feta. I just saw this recipe.
You're going to whip the feta?
Yes, you whip the feta using cream cheese.
Okay. A hunk or a dollop?
A hunk.
A hunk of cream cheese with the feta?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I know. I'm excited.
What's your favorite appliance to use in the kitchen?
Oh, my God.
That's a big one.
I mean, a rasp, a reamer, a peeler, a dicer, a KitchenAid, my Cuisinart. I think it depends. It's seasonal. I love my bread maker. I love my...
You still have a bread maker?
Not even still. We had the original one.
Yeah, my mom has every appliance.
Beep, boop, 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 boop. You know what? The new one, I have a Cuisinart. It's $99. That bitch can make bread.
Really?
Brioche. Oh,
it was only $99. I need to get it. Really?
Yes.
I think I need a bread maker.
Well, why don't you come and experience mine?
I will.
And I go through phases where I'll make like a loaf a day, and then I put it back on the counter. I love my rice cooker.
Oh, I love a rice cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of space in my kitchen, so I'm doing my rice on the stovetop right now, but I grew up on a rice cooker.
I would hope so, especially in Japan.
Oh, yes. We have, trust me.
Yeah.
My parents live in a huge house, just the two of them, and every inch of that house has stuff.
Yeah.
The garage has all kinds of, she's got stuff that she hasn't even opened. She's got like, oh, here's 3 air fryers. You need an air fryer? Here you go. You can go shopping in my mom's garage.
And do you take after her?
Yes.
From what I know of that sounds very LaKendra-like.
I'm actually like the perfect, I'm 50% my mom, 50% my dad.
Oh, interesting.
But I look exactly like my dad. Do you look like your mom or your dad?
I think both. I have my mother and I have the same eyes. My father was sort of this shape, I think.
You got your mama's baby blues.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the Housewives some more.
Do it.
We've just been chit-chatting. I haven't even looked at my cards. I'm like, oh, my cards. Okay. If you could join any Housewives franchise.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one? Which city? Which city would you be moving to?
Well, I feel like it would have to just be New York because that is...
Oh, yeah, that's where your mom is.
That's home.
Oh, my gosh. That would actually be so cute.
It's home.
Yeah.
And every time I go back to New York, I feel like it's home. But what about the Housewives of London, the Ladies of London?
You know what? I haven't been able to watch that because... Have you been watching it? Because I don't even know how to watch it.
I watched one episode months ago. Somebody sent me a link. And I was like, I want to watch this, but now I feel like
we can't watch it in the States. You have to go to the UK.
There's a way people have a thing with the thing and they change. Because I used to watch Melbourne.
The Real Housewives of Melbourne.
Yes, by setting my computer, by telling my computer that it was in Australia.
Yeah.
And then I'd be able to watch. Remember that? It's all a game of Chinese whispers.
Did you watch The Real Housewives of Sydney? Because that was good. I was able to watch that one on Tubi. The Real Housewives of Sydney.
So where would you join?
Ooh, I'd probably want to join Beverly Hills. I love LA. I'm very Southern.
Right.
And my parents would love for me to like live in the South, get married, have them some grandbabies. I would maybe love that too. But I like SoCal. I like it here. I'd love to be able to like have a life here.
Yeah. Okay. I can see you.
You could see me on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Why not?
I could do it. I feel like if I married well.
It's so much pressure.
It is.
To do that.
It is, especially now. It used to be back in the day, no one had a glam squad.
No.
People would just, people were driving. Nene Leakes used to drive a Nissan Murano. Things used to be so different.
I have to go back and watch Atlanta season 1.
Oh, yes.
That was when Kim, when they went to the party. Whose party was it?
It was Sheree's party. My name's on the list. Nene's isn't.
That was Sheree's?
That was Sheree's party.
Was that the party where she wanted her eyes popping?
Oh, the eyes pops it, lips busting.
Yeah, who gonna check me, boo? Was that the party?
It wasn't that. Who gonna check me, boo? That's season 2.
Oh, so she was having another party.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted a Maybach car to pick her up, or a helicopter.
Sheree's very grand.
Have you met her?
I've never met her. She's so beautiful. I'd love to meet her.
I would love to meet her.
Wait, let me talk to you about the Real Housewives of Potomac real quick. Do you like Stacy?
Sure. I think, here's what I think. I think she's a pro. I truly believe that she could be a spokesperson for absolutely anything. And she's got all that training, QVC training.
Mm-hmm.
She is unflappable. She really is. She's got an answer, and she sounds like she believes her answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about that whole thing with the contract, with the guy, with her giving half her salary? Is all that true?
Okay. See, I'm not a good liar. So for me, when people are it doesn't make sense to me that people would lie. Cause in my mind, I really don't lie because I feel like I'm going to forget and I'm going to get things mixed up.
Caught.
So in my mind, I'm like, who lies, because there's always going to be proof, screenshots, receipts, So I just don't know. Maybe they had an agreement. I don't think it would be half the paycheck.
That's crazy.
Maybe they did have an agreement. Maybe she did say, hey, I'm doing this show. Will you be on the show?
For your flights or
or
whatever.
Something like that. Maybe they did have an agreement, which is not unusual in the Housewives world. I think Kenya did something similar on probably season 5 of Atlanta when she was with Walter. So I don't know. I don't like that guy, TJ. I love Stacy.
Yeah.
I'm a Stacy stan. I love her. I feel like the girls are hazing her really, really hard. They're hazing her. They're trying to haze the new girl, Angel. Saying that she filters her pictures, but she's just given birth. Your body changes, your face changes, things change. But she does look different.
Look, Kendra.
She looks really different.
I'm not saying you have to shade her, but that looked like two different people.
It did look like two different people.
It looked like two different people.
It did. And I'm like, oh my God, if pregnancy is going to change me into a whole new person, maybe I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it does that.
But that wasn't her.
It really looked, and I like her. That's why it's hard for me because I like her.
She was sort of denying it. What do you think of, is it Tia?
I like Tia, the British girl.
Yeah.
I like her. She's knackered. I'm absolutely knackered.
Yeah, I like her too.
I like her.
Yeah.
And I think I like her family. I like to see the Housewives work.
Yes.
I like to see them a little bit with their families.
Do you miss Robin?
No, I do not like. I don't like Robin.
Okay.
I was never a fan of Robin. I like my housewives to be successful and wealthy.
But she was so relatable when she and the husband, they lost all their money.
Yes. And some people like a relatable housewife. My housewives don't need to be relatable.
Okay.
I like that aspirational
But that was
lifestyle.
like Vicky season 1. We saw her working, right? She was always working. And Lori was working for
with
her.
And then Lori came up.
So, but that's
relatable
and aspirational. Like you see a successful
at the same time,
working.
But it's not aspirational to lose all your money. You know what I mean? It's not aspirational to be living in a house with a man you're divorced to who cheats on you. So, there were just little things about Robin that I was just kind of like, And then I really hated the way Robin and Giselle treated Wendy.
Yes, I get
back.
that. I did like watching Robin and
Monique.
And Robin and Giselle, just their
the
friendship.
Green-Eyed Bandits.
Yeah, I thought that was a very sweet, and it felt real.
Yes. Well, now Ashley and Giselle, I don't know if you watched this most recent episode, but Ashley and Giselle, they really cover for each other because you see, Giselle always wants to talk about everybody else's business, but she never really talks about her own business. But then Stacy was like, well, who are you dating?
Uh-huh.
And then Ashley's like, quickly tried to divert. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're being a good friend to your friend, but that's not cool because she grills everybody. She got to get grilled too, baby.
She's She's seasoned. She's an OG.
Oh, yeah. She's the only one that's, her and Ashley both. They've been there since the beginning. And, you know, I mean, I feel like I can not be a fan of someone, but they can still be great for the show, which I feel like Giselle is kind of like the anchor of Potomac.
Yeah.
I think we could lose Ashley. I think we could.
Well, now she doesn't have Michael.
No.
She doesn't have the Australian restaurant. I always had such a hard time with her mother. Like watching the parents and those very tricky relationships, I think is so interesting and sometimes so hard. Yeah. What's her name from Salt Lake City with her mother?
Oh my God. Bronwyn.
Monica.
Monica Garcia.
Not Monica. Although Monica and her mother, that was terrible. But yes, you're right. Bronwyn
and her mother.
Right, her mother, like watching these parents.
Sometimes after I watch Real Housewives, I call my mom and I'm like, I'm sorry I ever complained about you. You're amazing.
That's the thing. When I say they're just doing their best. Remember Kenya banging on her father's door?
Yeah, at her mother's door. She did not answer. Door? Yeah, her mother gave her up at pretty much at birth.
Yeah, like that. Watching that is really hard.
I think that's why we love these housewives, because they've all got a story to tell. And I think that's what makes them relatable. It's like these relationships they have with each other, the relationships they have with their husbands, their kids, their parents. These are all things that we can relate to.
The Miami gal with her father who died last year.
Oh,
she was
Dr. Nicole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like now all of a sudden all these parents are flooding my brain.
Yeah. No, it is interesting to see people with
they
their
all
parents.
sign the release. I feel like I would not want to sign that release.
My mom would be like, don't tell all the family business.
Yeah.
Very secretive.
Very is your family secretive?
They are. And they never tell me.
You don't seem.
No, I'm an open book, but my family, they don't tell me things because I am such an open book. And I'm also very sensitive. Yeah. I am very, very sensitive. I will cry, happy, sad, mad. Yeah. I will cry. So actually, like in my family, there'll be so many times I'll be talking on the phone with my cousins and they'll be telling me stuff. And I'm like, wait, why didn't I ever know that?
They're protecting you.
I like to end with my Took's takeaway.
Do it.
And I think my Took's takeaway, after sitting here with you, Doug, actually, your mother has inspired my Took's takeaway.
Okay.
Today's Took's takeaway is it's never too late. Because I'm really inspired by your mom just saying, you know what? I'm going to college. I like that. Like, I like a mom who still has her life. I think that's really important for a woman. I think so many women get lost in their husbands and kids. And next time I come to New York, I'm coming over.
Sit up.
Mrs. Budin, I'm coming over. I'm a shiksa, but I'm cool. Well, Doug, thank you so much for joining us at Doug Budin on all the socials.
On Instagram. I'm only on Instagram.
Everybody already follows you. You're a big star.
No, feel free to. It's not exciting, but feel free. There's a lot of bird videos. So
I love the bird videos. Yeah. Wait, we gotta go, but we were talking about crows.
Yes.
How crows recognize your face.
That's right.
I never knew that.
Google crows.
I'm going to start being nice to all the crows in my neighborhood so I never have to eat crow. Thank you so much, Ken's Day crew, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Mwah.